I spent $5,000 out of my own pocket to help the Ferguson community. I don't see y'all doing anything.
The Ferguson Commission has been doubted from the beginning.
You know, people would say, you know, this Ferguson Commission is just sort of a political cover and nothing's going to happen. I'm skeptical about it.
How can you come up with solutions if you don't have everybody at the table?
Missouri Governor Jay Nixon tasked the volunteer group of activists, educators, police officers, and other St. Louis citizens with producing a report that would help fix all the things that pushed Ferguson, Missouri into the spotlight 2 years ago. But the commission has learned identifying problems and fixing them are two very different things.
This work is kind of like an onion where you peel back a layer. You think it's hard and you think it's unflinching, and then you peel back another layer, you're like, wow, I didn't know unflinching. You know, we are actively partnering with about 25 organizations and have another 70 who kind of reached out to us to say, what do you think of this?
Community leaders say the partnership approach is an improvement from the usual fake attempts at reform.
What we need is not necessarily a method or a model, we need a movement.
What Starsky Wilson did, he started reaching out to organizations that are actually doing the work in the community and asking which of these recommendations lines up with your work. And that was pretty powerful.
The work that is needed to be done to implement the calls to action in the report is built off the work that people have been doing in this community long before the commission ever existed.
So far, the most tangible accomplishment from the commission is Senate Bill 5, which dealt with court reform and was signed by the governor last summer.
This is the most comprehensive and sweeping municipal court reform bill in Missouri history.
The bill caps fees for minor traffic violations and prohibits throwing people in jail for failing to pay those fees. Senate Bill 5 was the one proposal out of many that actually made it into law, and even it was toned down.
There were 40-something odd pieces of legislation that went in that dealt with court reform, police issues, and out of 40-something, one of them came out, and it was a watered-down version, and then a judge several months later struck most of that down. So when people see that stuff, that's pretty discouraging.
But Hudson believes the people who have chosen to work on this cause don't have any room to complain.
But even in that, this is work we're kind of choosing to do and opting into, and the people who live the reality of the problems that we're trying to solve every day don't have an option whether to work on it.
I mean, you want to get the reform, but along the way, the bigger part is how are you organizing people to change the reality. The wheels of justice turn slow.
The committee has thrown its cause into the competition for a $100 million grant called 100 and Change from the MacArthur Foundation. Finalists for the grant won't be announced until the summer of 2017. For Newsy, I'm Jamal Andrus.